Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead, and it's been a long time since we talked about our guy, Mr. Rick Grimes. It's been a long time since we got any news or updates, and we possibly got our most, probably maybe our biggest piece of I don't really know what to call it, like a tease or information, but you probably have already like heard about it if you're active within the Walking Dead community. But I wanted to talk about it and give my thoughts on it because I think it's super interesting, given the timeline right now with the Walking Dead's filming. So I guess before I get into it, though, I'll say general spoiler warning for the Walking Dead. If in case you aren't caught up or anything like that. And then also, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe because we have a lot of content coming up, including breakdowns for trailers, like the episode 11 trailer, and all sorts of videos. So be sure to subscribe if you are a fan of the show. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, so the news for our man Rick is that Andrew Lincoln, the actor who plays him, Andrew Lincoln, was seen around Georgia. And right now they're getting ready to film like the final couple episodes. I think based on what people have been saying that they're gonna film up until March, and then that's when they're done filming. Like they're done filming The Walking Dead, which is insane to think about. But I want to talk about what this could mean. I don't want to get anyone's hopes too high or anything like that. I'm trying not to get my hopes too high, but I'll talk about what it could mean if he is in the show, what it could mean if he's not in the show, what it could mean in just the movies, all of that kind of thing. Part 3, like I said, is almost done filming. They're in the final few episodes, the final few weeks of filming. Pretty exciting stuff, pretty scary stuff. But yeah, so he was seen around, Atlanta, Andrew Lincoln. He was with Norman Reedus. Some fans saw him. This is all stuff like, within social media, like just people have been talking about it, posting pictures, saying that this person saw him here, this person saw him there. So there's a bunch of information going around, that he is in Atlanta. So I want to talk about what that could mean if he is there, which it does seem like he is. If he is in the final few episodes, that would be awesome, I think. But I want to talk about what this could mean for the movies, because up until this point, we're sort of thinking about these movies as sort of filling in the gap between that 6 years, right? That's sort of what we've, I think, thought, for the most part. I know I have. I thought like that last movie, if they are going to do the trilogy, I thought that last movie would have Rick come back to Alexandria. That's what I always sort of thought of it playing out like. But now I'm thinking about, like, could it work if he comes back to the show in season 11? Like, could those movies still work? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And let me know, what do you think, or what do you want to happen? Like, would you prefer Rick to be in the TV show, or would you prefer for them to save Rick for the movies? I know the movies are taking a very long time, especially not only that it's taking a long time, there just hasn't been much information about it. Like if it took this long, but they were giving us information, I feel like that would be okay. But there just hasn't been that much information about the movies at all, really. So because of that, I think, like I think that I don't know the best way to put this. I wouldn't say the hype is gone, because I definitely think there's still hype for the movie. But I just feel like people would want him in the show. Like, yes, just bring him to the show because nothing is happening with the movies. You know what I mean? Something like that. And that's sort of like what I've sort of come to feel, because like I'm pretty sure I've even said this in a previous video. This is like a long time ago, but I remember talking about this, and I said, like, I think they should wait and bring him in the movies. I think they shouldn't bring him to the TV show. I think they should wait and maybe bring him back to Alexandria during the third movie or something. Like, I've said that before. But now, just because it's been so long since we've had any information about the Rick movies, I honestly think I would love to see Rick in the final season. I would absolutely love it. Do I think it could work? Absolutely. Like, do I think it's something that should happen? Given that it's the final season, and they maybe it should, because like that opening sequence, The Walking Dead is Rick's story, I mean, at least the comic was really Rick's story. The TV show has sort of done its own thing. And don't get me wrong, the TV show without Rick has been like amazing. The storylines, the writing, there's been a lot of amazing stuff, story wise without Rick. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But there is something missing for sure, because of just that. Sometimes I just think about that first episode of him waking up, in the hospital bed. Like, it's such an iconic scene, right? So because of that, stuff like that, like he really started this story. I think it would work for him to be in the final season. And maybe here's a thought. Maybe it doesn't even have to be, like current Rick. Like it could just be like a dream sequence. Maybe like Daryl's having a dream sequence, or Judith, or RJ. Like maybe one of them are thinking about Rick. Even though like none of them have really seen Rick, because like of that big time. I mean, Judith has, but like she was a baby. I don't even know if she remembers Rick. But I mean, she's seen pictures, I'm sure. So actually, yeah, that could work. But so yeah, like they could do like a dream sequence or something. But I think the more I think about this now, and I'm kind of coming up with ideas as I talk, which is why I love these videos. More these videos of discussions and stuff like that. And definitely get in the comments down below. This is an ongoing discussion. Nothing is confirmed. We don't know anything. We probably won't know anything for sure for a while. So just get in the comments and let me know what are your thoughts on this? Like, what do you think will happen, or what do you hope to happen? But the more I'm thinking about this, like they could still, because there was the option of him being alive in the TV show, like present day Rick coming back to the TV show. And in the movies would focus on while he's gone. But then when I think about that, like in the movies we already know what's gonna happen at the end. Or maybe he comes back to the TV show and then he leaves again at the end of the show. You know what I mean? And then the movies will pick up from then on. Or at least one of the movies. I'm sure the first movie or the second movie will focus on that time that he's been gone. So that could work. Where he comes back and then leaves, or he just comes back. But I feel like if he comes back and leaves, then the movies would just be sort of filler, you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't add too much to that whole thing. Because the thing about Rick is, like, we just want him to be with his family, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that, like, the CRM, don't get me wrong, the CRM and everything like that, it's interesting for sure. But, as fans of the show, for as long as it's been going on, we've sort of, or more fans of the characters, I think. And we want to see the characters come together. So, like, part of me like wants to see Rick, but then also part of me doesn't want like Rick just to come back and stay, and then the movies are just filler. You know what I mean? So if Rick were to come back, maybe he can come back and he could take the group to the Commonwealth, or to the CRM. That's a possibility. And I think this also works because the CRM and the Commonwealth have to know each other, right? Like, they're literally the two biggest communities, that we've had so far. I mean, if the CRM knows about Alexandria, they have to know about the Commonwealth, right? So that could also play into a factor, or a possibility of it happening. Or, like I said, it could be a dream sequence. And I feel like the more I think about this now, like, it is the final season, and he started the show, like, he should be in there in some way, whether it's a voice, or a cameo, or a dream sequence. Like, just throw him into one scene, like, it's just something for the fans, I think, and for the show as a whole, because he started it, Like, I think that works now that I think about it more. Even if he's not there in person, like as a character on the, present day, like, he could still be there, as a dream sequence or something. So you guys let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I mean, it's possible, because like, what are the odds that, he's around that area during the final few weeks of filming? But this also brings me to my next thing. And, when I said earlier, we shouldn't get our hopes up too high, because he could also just be there for visiting purposes. Like, it is the show that he was a part of for 9 years. Like, he could just be there to visit them while they film the final episode, right? And also, a lot of times, TV shows and movies, they have wrap parties. Like, when they finish filming, they throw like a party for the cast and crew and stuff like that. So he could also be there, like, it's especially given that it's the final season, it's the final wrap party. Like, of course he would want to be there, right? Like, it makes sense for him to go be there. So that's also a possibility, which is why I say, like, we shouldn't just assume that he's going to be in the show just because he was there in Atlanta. Because like, like they're friends, obviously, these actors on the show, like Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln and Lauren Cohan, Denai Guerrera, like they're all friends, because they've been on the show for like years and years and years and years. So they could just be visiting each other, So that's also a possibility. I wanted to bring up, because as much as we would love for him to be on the show, I would love for him to be back. I just wanted to bring that up as a possibility because we just have to be realistic and nothing is confirmed just yet. So that's also a possibility. But we all want him to be on the show, and I really hope he is. And I will say though, like I would be so shocked if the show were to end and we get no mention of Rick. Like even if we don't see him, like if we don't hear about Rick or we don't hear his voice or the characters in the show don't find out what happened to him, I would be really shocked and really surprised if that happens. So I think there's a good chance that we might get something related to Rick in the final few episodes or the final episode, or I should just say like part 3 of the show. But wow, I'm excited. I'm so excited for part 3. Especially this news that he's seen around Georgia. Like if he or Atlanta, like if he is in the final few episodes, that would be awesome. But you guys let me know what you think. My guess would probably be, it's hard to answer if I don't know what's happening with the movies. Like if the movies are still happening, I would say that it's a dream sequence, because I don't know if they would bring him back in the show and then have the trilogy still, right? Like what's the point of the trilogy if he's back on the show? Unless he comes back to the show and then leaves, right? Because if he just comes back to the show, then the whole trilogy, like we already know he's gonna make it back to his family, So I'm leaning more towards like a dream sequence. But at the same time, I want to see him reunite with his family. I want to see him reunite with Judith and RJ. And oh my goodness, if they bring back Michonne, I want to see that. And I want to see Daryl's reaction. But these are all also things that could happen in the movie. So, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. There's nothing set in stone, not even in my thoughts. Like, I feel like I'm rambling on. I really have no idea what to say about what I think could happen. Because I really don't. But all I will say is that I think there's a high chance that there's some sort of mention of Rick in the final, part of the season. Like, I would be shocked if there wasn't. But you guys let me know what you think, about all of this. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he'll be back? And if you do, in what format, if that's the right word? Like, what way, what medium? Is it going to be a voiceover? I mean, like a voice cameo through a radio? Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be a dream sequence? Let me know what you think. But nonetheless, this was some awesome news that he's back in Atlanta. So hopefully, something comes out of this that's going to be awesome for us fans. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm gonna wrap it up there for this video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.